Talking to you from White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey. We have an incredible show for you tonight. 5 Seconds of Summer is here, my good buddies. They're going to perform songs off their new album, 5 Sauce 5. We're going to catch up on everything from making their new album in Joshua Tree, looking back at a decade's worth of memories and shenanigans and probably some trouble, who knows. So I hope you're ready for the show. And if anyone wants to say anything, there's a chat right next to everything that we're doing right now. When you're singing, when we're talking, so
sweet.
Just be
W's
careful.
in the chat.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, wherever you are, everyone, welcome 5 Seconds of Summer.
So this is where it is. Bringing on a feeling. Driving through the valley just to chase the pain again. So this is where we are. I should've seen it coming. Every time you say goodbye, I'll say hello again. I cried in your dark brown eyes for the 1,000th time 'cause you love somebody. I died when you left that night for the 1,000th time 'cause you love somebody. I tried to stop the door as it was closing. It was closing. I can't help the way I keep it low and every moment, every moment, every long just shouldn't let go. There's nothing that I don't already know. I guess you only know. You were staring at the ceiling. I should've known then and there you were on the way. Oh, just make it go away. Yeah, I'll be rearranged it. I'm still making sense and I have nothing left to say. I cried in your dark brown eyes for the 1,000th time 'cause you love somebody. I died when you left that night for the 1,000th time 'cause you love somebody. I tried to stop the door as it was closing. It was closing. I can't help the way I keep it low and every moment, every long as shouldn't let go. There's nothing that I beautiful. I need you to sing this next part with everything you got, all right? Here we go. 1, 2. We go round again, we jump back in bed. That's what you do when you love somebody. Deep down again, I look round through them. That's what you do when you love somebody. We go round again, we jump back in bed. That's what you do when you love somebody. Deep down again, I look right through them. That's what you do when you love somebody else. Caught up in heaven, but your heaven ain't the same. And I've never been the same, have I? 7 lessons, always fleeting like a flame. That I never want to change, and I call it a lesson when I feel you slide away. And I'm missing out on half my life. Oh, you. Oh, you make me complete. You make me complete. You make me a complete mess.
Hi, everybody. It's Mikey Piff, and I'm very excited to have my friends 5 Seconds of Summer here. You'll just never get to hear the stuff we were talking about before we started this conversation.
It's true. It was really amazing stuff.
It was juicy.
Let's just say it involved some sheep shearing and I don't know.
It
whatever.
did, actually.
But the new album's finally out. The world has it. Is there any point looking back where you remember that was the moment you figured out what you wanted it to be, or that you were like, yes, this is it?
One moment in the whole process.
Or the moment?
Moment.
Was there the moment?
The first moment was complete mess when we finished that, but we still had such a long way to go, so it feels wrong to be like, we nailed it at that point, but it did feel like that was like the first song we made on our like just the four of us and Michael producing, where it was like, oh, this sounds exactly like we want the album to feel like, and then from there it was like dominoes falling. But I don't know, there was like, when did we actually finish it?
Well, we used to joke that it was finished every time. We thought we finished it 8 times, pretty much, throughout the 2-year process.
And someone would hit the group text like, oh, I just don't think it's there yet.
Yeah, and because we were like producing it and writing it together, we were like, we discovered how many walls to break through and how much to keep changing things. And then you learn, the best part was learning when to put it down. Yeah. So yeah, we learned that together.
That's got to be hard, though. The moment you finally realize, like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when it's 4 people, it's not just one person, and you have all the control.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've always kind of led the charge on the music stuff, and the reason we did this process like this was because we felt it was just always the right way to do it. We felt like we were spending a lot of energy explaining all the time what we wanted it to be, and we could have just made it exactly the way we wanted it to be. But it took, obviously, a decade of learning and dedicating our lives to this to work out how the hell to do that. And also to have the self-confidence and the trust with each other that the commitment level was there to fully finish something together, top to bottom, with no quality dip or anything, you know? Just like nurture each other's best parts musically and artistically, and make sure we guided each other home, you know, back to where we really set the bar for our albums, you know?
It sounds like chicken soup for the soul. It's so deep. You're like nurturing each other. Did you do a trust fall?
Well,
too,
yeah, we
or?
did, you know? Like, this is crazy, man. Like, this is like we're 4 grown men who commit our livelihood to each other, you know? The reason I eat, the reason I have a house, the reason I get to travel, the reason I get to see the world, the reason I get to do what I do is because of these guys. So it is a trust fall, you know? It's crazy. It's such a massive relationship.
That is so incredibly deep, but just how important relationships are, and appreciating them and really understanding how to be in one, as opposed to just like being someone in one.
Yeah, especially when it comes to trust. Like, any of us could get up at any time and leave, but none of us ever have, you know? So that trust is continually blossoming and gaining respect for each other, you know?
Better now, we'd all be upset.
Yeah.
While doing this album, knowing that it was the 4 of you really calling all the shots, at any point, you know, kind of like a comedian goes and workshop stuff, like, you know, you play it for friends and family, but in this instance, did you play it for anybody, or was it just you 4?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really care what anyone else thought about any of the music other than the 4 of us. Sort of, that was the way I felt. I was like, you know, I feel like in the past we have sort of gone out and played music and, like, you know, done the whole thing of figuring out that stuff. But to me, anyway, on this record, it didn't matter. Like, I didn't give a crap what anyone else thought about it other than, you know, the 4 of us when we're sitting in the studio listening to it together. And that's the only input that I think was important.
Yeah. Because we're just having fun with it.
Yeah.
And it's what we like to make, you know?
So when did you actually know that it was done, though? When did you finally say, all right, guys, we got to stop messing around?
When it was on streaming? That's really how it feels.
Yeah.
Like, it's not out till it's out. It's not finished till it's, like, out.
Songs sound different when you can listen to them on your, you know, on an official platform versus, like, you know, when you load up a song in a Dropbox, it just doesn't, it still sounds like a song that is yours and unreleased, and then when it's out, you're all of a sudden, I remember when Complete Mess was the first one, I remember seeing that online and being like, okay, the song is actually done and out there in the world, which was pretty crazy.
Yeah, this album's different for me as well. Like, it doesn't, like, I still don't think it's reached, like, it doesn't feel out yet to me, I still feel like it has a lot of growing room in a lot of people's lives, to the point where it can, evolve with someone. So that's really exciting for me, because it is just testament to longevity of the songwriting. It doesn't feel like a flash in the pan.
Is there a moment that you've been on stage and you were like, because obviously you're focused on everything you got to do, but for that split second where you look out there and you're like, I still can't believe that this is a thing?
Yeah, every time. Every single time.
We just played Royal Albert Hall, and we played with an orchestra and a choir, and we were building up to it for about a month, and it was sort of this moment where we walked on stage, and it was just such a visceral moment, because it was like, people were sort of like, it was just so different from anything that we've ever done, and there was such a build to it, and then getting out there and just having it start was such a
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm starting to cry. I'm getting teary on stage every now and then, because it really won't last forever. It won't, We'll do our best, but fully aware, and looking at it. And whilst people are so excited and singing and giving us their time and breath, it's it's overwhelming. It's like, this is insane.
Yeah, especially more recently.
Yeah.
I've found definitely it's also like a muscle, it's like anything. It's like trying to be grateful every day, but so when you're on stage, you're like, oh, fuck, be here and be grateful that this is happening. Whereas maybe a few years ago, you'd be like, this is happening. And then you have to almost train yourself as well to be like, this is something that, like you said, might not be a forever thing, Well, we'll give it a go.
Exactly, we're giving it a shot, but
Yeah. Well, listen, as long as you guys do your best, but like you said, there are people waiting online for hours for you, and seeing everyone at the shows sing all the lyrics and spend their hard-earned money and just their time, which is probably the most important thing, dedicating to being supportive to you guys. That is
and
pretty wild. It's kind of wild when you say it out loud.
It's existential, for sure.
Yeah, it is existential. It's heavy, but it's also beautiful. That's why, it's really good to be getting older, because I can identify the toxic kind of traits of the artistry, like the things that you really attached to, I'm a lead singer, I'm a drummer, I'm a guitarist, I'm a bass player, I'm up on stage, I'm doing all this stuff in front of people, I must be really important or something. But you're not. You're just an equal person, and your fellow humans are giving you a damn chance to actually get up there and do your best with your artistry. And so you take it and you give everything to it, because anybody else wants to be up there as well. We want to be up there and giving it everything we got, because we do realize, it's crazy. It's a really crazy thing.
Selfishly, I'll say I love the album. It sounds great, and even more selfishly,
Like there's a butt coming.
There's a but. Here's the but. We're gonna take it back to the stage, so stay tuned. When we come back, we're gonna put these guys to the test first and see how well they know each other after all this time together with a game called Me, My Band, and I.
That's nice.
That's good.
That's really nice.
That's great.
I guess I got what I wanted, and never know what I needed. Leave it up to me, get up without a good reason. No, I know that it was my own fault. I never picked up that phone call. Oh Lord, all these broke hearts are mine's the one. I feel myself, me and my selfish appetite. I didn't live, now it's just me. Now it's just me, myself, and I. together.
Welcome back to the Xfinity Awesome Gig, powered by Pandora. I'm Mikey Piff here with my buddies 5 Seconds of Summer. As I've said before, they've been around together for 10 years, a decade, not quite a century, but we'll get there. They've spent a lot of time with each other on the road, in bathrooms, backstage. Who knows what other things they might have been doing. We want to find out how well they know each other with a game that I call Me, My Band, and I. Here's how the game works. I'm gonna ask each of you a question. It's gonna be incredibly deep, personal, probing at times. You write down your answer, don't look at the whiteboard, and then you guys have to guess what's written on the board, okay? If you guys do well, I might have a surprise for you at the end. We're gonna start with Callum.
I'd like some guarantees, thanks.
I mean, there's different kind of surprises, buddy, all right? All right, here's the question. What 5 Seconds of Summer song do you often get amnesia around and forget how to play?
Oh.
Okay.
What song does Callum sometimes forget how to play? Callum's gonna write down his answer. Don't look at the whiteboard.
How am I meant to not look at the board? It's right there.
Close your eyes.
He's literally right there.
You do this.
He's like not even trying to hide it. He's showing me. He's showing me there.
I know what it is.
I've picked my answer.
All right, anyway, 2 of you have to answer this correctly.
I already know what it is.
All right, you got it?
Waste of the Night. Second verse lyrics.
Okay.
Clear.
Same answer?
Yeah.
All right.
Is that cool?
Yeah, of course.
I would have said amnesia. Because I remember a specific moment where Callum was like, can I get a teleprompter for amnesia?
We said he was too
All right,
young.
Callum, what's the answer?
It's Waste the Night. Yeah.
All right.
But it's also amnesia.
But it is also, it is also.
2-part
amnesia.
question. Okay.
Cool.
All right, wipe the whiteboard clean.
Who's next?
Next is Ashton.
No, look.
We're gonna go multiverse in this, okay?
Look, I'll draw on your eyeballs.
If you got lost in an alternate reality and never joined 5 Seconds of Summer, what would your line of work be? What would Ashton be doing in an alternate universe where he never joined 5 Seconds of Summer?
What do you think it is?
What did you say?
Wait, guys, what?
All right, Ashton's got his answer on the board. Gentlemen, your guesses.
I don't know what he's gonna write. He's probably written something a bit silly.
I'm between 3 here.
Yeah, he's a bit of a silly guy.
Silly bloke.
I like to get a little silly goofy.
You silly goose.
Guys, I'm gonna say he's not gonna say this, but teacher.
Teacher.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
We were thinking that, but then I was also thinking professional bongo player.
Yeah, I think we're on the same line.
That's pretty
I
cool.
think
You're making me
Teacher, somewhere in between
There's
teacher and
still time
professional
for me to
bongo
be there.
player.
Or the drummer of Swallow the Goldfish.
Yeah.
So I have
Okay.
drummer / singer.
Ashton,
Maybe
your
just singer.
Your
I don't know.
answer? Drummer for
of-
Metallica.
Metallica.
It would have
mean-
been. It would have been pretty easy for me to work out, I think.
No.
Obviously,
come together.
but it would have all come together. I think. I would.
I mean, listen, this is an alternate universe. You can dream and do whatever you want.
Totally. In this one, Lars is actually a drummer of 5 Sauce,
Wow.
but he'd be awesome.
In this,
He's a good problem solver.
You could play Amnesia, maybe.
Yeah.
Wipe the board clean. It is the final question. It is Luke's turn.
Yum.
Right.
Nutritious.
Luke,
Yep.
if you could, this is it might be a little bit of a stereotypical question, but I feel like we're gonna get special answers.
Great.
If you could
wait for
choose
this
any
interview.
person, dead or alive, to sing a duet with, who would be your choice? Who would Luke love to sing a duet with?
Apart from the fellas?
Apart from them, yes.
But I feel like that,
No, that would be
answer's too
lovely.
obvious.
Is it too obvious?
I'm trying to-
Go deeper.
Let's make it a little unconventional, maybe.
Jimmy Barnes. John Farnham.
Jimmy Barnes, John Farnham.
On the board.
You're never going to get it.
You'll get it.
Have you actually
Which-
got a person?
Yeah, no,
I've got a
it's,
person.
I'm looking at it.
It's someone that sings well,
He's got a
and they're
really-
Australian, but not too well.
Not
that
too
they'll,
well.
they'll outdo me.
All right, you three, what do you think the answer is?
Oh, I think it's Ian Moss.
Ian Moss. Callum?
Is it actually? No way.
We've totally given up on the guessing
easy.
part.
Solid.
I love that we're still surprising each other
Yeah, I
after
knew
10
it,
years.
Who the hell is Ian
You didn't
Moss?
peek. Did you peek over at the sign? Can we go back to the videotape? Did Ashton peek?
Everybody does here.
Are you a peeker?
I didn't peek, I just
Ian
knew.
Moss.
Yeah, let's get the
He's
action
the other
replay.
singer. We were talking about Huge Ackman. Huge Ackman.
Tucker's daughter, heard of it?
Nobody has.
I hope at least 1% of you watching right now know who Ian Moss is. Wait, who is Ian Moss? Learn me, school me.
Ian Moss is one of the best Aussie singers of all time.
Okay.
There's no way you didn't see the board, 'cause that's just fucking too weird.
No, I didn't see it.
No, listen, we've got the power. Like somebody roll back. We've got the power of
He's
video.
he was in a band, or is in a band called Jizzle from Australia, and he's the guitarist and a songwriter who wrote some great songs in the 80s.
All right.
Aussie. They're kind of like our Bruce Springsteen,
Okay.
But way better.
but way better, obviously.
Way better.
Way better.
And drink way more beers.
We should keep talking about Ian Moss.
Yeah, buy his new album is out now.
Yes.
It's called The Long Road Home.
Rock on, Ian.
I'm not sure anybody playing at home maybe got any of those guesses, but thank you guys for playing. 5 Seconds of Summer featuring Ian Moss. So stick around, all right? Don't go anywhere.